Hello, folks. Welcome to our AFC West preseason preview. And today we are covering the AFC West. Duh. Dude, it's been a long day. I'm tired. Anyway, I'm JPeeps. This
I'm
man,
Ace.
yep, that's him. So, as you know, again, we're going to dive right into it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about it. So, last year's last place AFC West team, 5-12, the Los Angeles Chargers, who this season brought in Jim Harbaugh, Tony Jefferson. They lost, basically everybody. They lost Keenan Allen, Jalen Guyton, J.K. Dobbins.
No, they added J.K. Dobbins. Lost Mike Williams.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler, they lost.
Yes. Let me go ahead and fix that because, even people mess up. So
he's out of it, guys. Anyway, yeah, Chargers complete revamp basically on offense. Defense, more or less, kind of the same. Secondary still needs some help there, but they have moving pieces still around the corner to finish up. Joey Bosa's coming back another year. New contracts been reworked. You still have, I believe, Khalil Mack is still there. Your offensive line, key addition, Joe Alt, big time addition on that offensive line for Jim Harbaugh's team. He's going to go, I believe, play left tackle, with Rashawn Slater being the right tackle coming back after his torn pectorals that ended his season last year. Chargers fans, what can I say, right? It wasn't pretty last year. I think everybody knows Justin Herbert played injured 90% of the year with his hand injuries. I mean, first and foremost, your whole season is going to be dependent on the health of Justin Herbert. And if Vlad McConkey and Quentin Johnston can sustain an offensive load for an entire season, because last year Quentin Johnston did not look good at all. I think everybody knows that. So with him, his big thing is, can he get separation and catch a football? I mean, the two basic things that a wide receiver needs to do, but he didn't do either of those well last year, so he needs to have a bounce back year. Vlad McConkey saw it at Georgia. He needs to go back there and play like how we did in Georgia for the Chargers. Let's talk about these questions.
They're going to need him bad. I think Vlad McConkey's going to have to be that Edelman to Herbert's. Well, no, I ain't gonna go that far, but he's got to play like Edelman
he can play outside though. He's not like Edelman slot only. McConkey can play outside, which should help. Yeah. Might be more of Cooper Kupp type guy. I know we're just throwing out the white guy names. Damn. No, but he's crisp route runner for sure. He can get his separation easy. The running back room with Dobbins and Gus Edwards. I mean, Greg Roman is basically bringing back the Ravens.
Yeah.
I believe they added Hayden Hurst, who was with Greg Roman in Baltimore, so even more Ravens going over there.
Yeah. So for questions, first one is, how are we feeling about the Harbaugh-Herbert marriage?
Hopefully it works.
I think it will, honestly. I mean, you look at what Harbaugh was able to do with Alex Smith. You look at what Harbaugh was able to do with J.J. McCarthy at Michigan. I think Jim Harbaugh will be glad to get his hands on Justin Herbert and help him take his game to the next level. I think it's crazy that, I felt like they had a solid wide receiving core, honestly, and then you just poach it and get rid of it. Yeah, money plays a factor too. But I do like the addition of, Vlad McConkey. I have high expectations for Brendan Rice. So I think that'll help out with these two. I think it might be, hopefully it's not a rocky first year. It might be, considering, learning the verbiage of Harbaugh's playbook.
They did add DJ Chark, I believe. I mean, he's never healthy, but when he has been healthy, he's been solid too.
Yeah.
That one.
And I think
they got names. Got to work on it.
Yeah. And I think that can kind of lead to this one, the expectation for, Jerry Rice's son, Brendan Rice, who went in the 7th round.
Okay. With Brendan Rice, it's kind of like, how do I say this nicely? So everybody knows Bronny James went 2nd round, right, with the Lakers in LA, and they called it a Nepo pick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Brendan Rice, on the other hand, he wasn't a slouch at USC. Like, Bronny, we know he had his health issues, and he didn't play exactly well when he came back because he was out of shape. He had to work his way back, whatever. Brendan Rice, when he was at USC, was really solid.
Oh
So
yeah,
like him falling to the 7th round due to, I believe, the combine. He didn't perform very well at the combine. Half the time when guys fall in the draft and don't perform good at the combine, it's like a decent chance they actually outperform their draft stock. Like as we saw with Puka Nacua last year with the Rams, it's like guys just come in, they're ballers in the field. They're a pad player. They're not a tights kind of guy. You know what I mean?
yeah. Oh yeah, no,
They perform better with the pads on than without it. And
yeah,
I feel like Brendan Rice, if he does that, that helps put Chargers ceiling. It raises it even higher. And I kind of what I said with Quentin Johnson too. If he performs like a first round pick, and kind of beats the TCU wide receiver draft bust history, you might be cooking with something there with the Chargers. I mean, Greg Roman's offense with the Ravens, playoff wise, it wasn't the greatest, but regular season, he had Lamar putting up good numbers that 2019 season when he won MVP, spreading the ball. And I believe Herbert's a way more talented passer than Lamar was. So with him, if you tweak that offensive system to resemble what it was with Alex Smith in 2012, I believe, like you're cooking with gas at that point. Now, the only issue with the Chargers as a whole, because like Brendan Rice, he's going to be good. Quinn Johnston, Ladd McConkey. Your wide receivers, you have potential there, right? Your running back room has zero potential whatsoever. Because like J.K. Dobbins coming off torn ACL and Achilles injuries. Both should be, is like, coming out of Ohio State, we all had high expectations for J.K. Dobbins. Unfortunately, injuries have ruined his career at this point.
yeah.
So with him, it's like, you gotta hope if he can give you anything, added bonus. Gus Edwards is not a 3-down back.
Facts.
And last year in Baltimore, he wasn't that good either. So like you kind of like that run game. I know Harbaugh liked that play action stuff back when he was with San Francisco. So you need a run game to have a play action. So
yeah,
got to figure that out.
And that leads to the next one. All right, here. How long will it take Harbaugh to right the ship? Again, I think the verbiage of this offense may be kind of like it may kind of be a learning curve.
Slow.
Yeah, I think Los Angeles is going to have a tough time grasping the concept of this year, but I do believe like next season, like not this coming, but like 2025, I think is a year where we can have a higher expectation for what the Chargers can be. I think that's where they really step out, and they're going to be a team that might just, kind of steadily go toe-to-toe with Kansas City, or try to go toe-to-toe with Kansas City. We'll see.
I will say, with Harbaugh, it's kind of like Michigan. Like the first year is going to be a little bit of a slow process. It's going to have bright moments, going to have a lot of down moments.
Yeah.
That second year, I think they'll get going really. Like next year's wide receiver class, anyways, not bad. So if you don't get anybody good this year, like you still have a good chance of getting a decent guy next season. Now, potentially, I won't say anything, but like you never know. If the Spanos are willing to pay money, they can go solve the wide receiver issue right now, if they really wanted to. Because I mean, if they're willing to pay big bucks, I would say Brandon Ayuk and CeeDee Lamb are right there. Now, Lamb hasn't exactly requested a trade, but like, come on now. Cowboys ain't paying him, so you can solve your wide receiver issue right there, and that takes time off the clock on Harbaugh's growth with the team.
Yeah.
And the offense is fixed right there. I had like the Chargers defense wasn't great last year, but like Harbaugh's gonna have that defense rocking. It might take him like 3 weeks, but the defense will come along faster than the offense, I think.
Yeah, he's always had a good good defense.
And like I'm looking at that schedule, we're gonna get into it just now, but those first 3 weeks, you can't ask for the defense to have a better warm up than those 3 weeks.
Bring it up.
I'm a little teaser here. All right, look at the schedule. Those first 3 weeks, that is what you wish for as a defense to get yourself in gear with the new head coach. And even on offense, like your offense is playing mediocre defenses.
Yeah.
Because we got Raiders, Panthers, Steelers. Like Steelers has a solid defense. We're like TJ Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick. Joey Porter Jr. Like, they're not slouches on that defense, but like, it's not like you're playing the 49ers or something. Week 4 is
Yeah.
your big test with the Chiefs, but like those first 3 weeks, like I think we can say they're probably beating the Raiders.
Yes. They're
I
beating
think they beat the Panthers. They probably, it depends. I'm not doing the AFC North video right now. With me and Hendricks haven't recorded that one yet, but like based on what we've seen at this point when we're recording this video, Russell Wilson has been already injured and Justin Fields taking first team reps.
I'm gonna save you the time now. When you talk with Hendricks about this, I'm telling you, Hendricks is gonna tell you Pittsburgh will not win a single game, according to Hendricks.
Okay, so we say what? We think the Chargers starting 3-0.
Yeah, well, they'll be 3-1 going into the bye. That's a very early bye week. Oh my god, that's brutal.
They have the Lions early bye week. Look, Denver. That game's, I believe, in Denver.
I'm trying to see this. Is that?
I think they're in Denver.
Oh,
The Bucks have to go to LA, or they have to play it in Tampa.
the Bucks have to go to LA. Okay, so the Whites.
Yeah. So yeah, the Whites are home games then.
Mm.
So yeah, that first one against the Broncos in Denver, I believe that's gonna be a close game. I can see them pulling it out though. Broncos are gonna be either playing Bo Nix or Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
We're gonna get into the Broncos in a minute, but I think Sean Payton will have the team being good, but like Jim Harbaugh's probably gonna win that game.
I can't wait to hear your spiel on Sean Payton. This division has some interesting coaches.
You think?
Yeah.
Arizona. I think they're losing to Arizona in the desert.
Do you think so?
Yeah, Monday night in the desert. Yeah, Arizona's winning that game.
How about the Saints game week 8?
Yeah. It's an early game for the Saints. I mean, it's on the road, but it's not prime time. They're probably gonna win it. Saints secondary is gonna give the Chargers offense trouble.
Fair. Week 9
and the Chargers defense isn't that good to give Derek Carr hell. Losing, well, the Browns are so interesting because I can see the Chargers winning this game, but with like Nick Chubb is such a big part of the Browns offense. I mean, like you got Nick Chubb starting the year off on the PUP list, but I do believe he'll play at some point.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to say, like, if Deshaun plays like Houston, Deshaun Cosby, like, I can see Cleveland winning this game. But Jameis, it's like, I can see Jameis still winning that game too, because like Amari Cooper and Jerry Jeudy should be potentially on paper a solid receiving core to sustain them without the running game. Kevin Stefanski is a good coach. I think Cleveland wins this game. But I can see there's a possibility the Chargers can sneak it.
So let's see. We got them at what? 1, 2, 3.
Lost to the Chiefs, lost to the Cardinals, lost to the Saints. So that's 3 losses there. Lost to the Browns 4.
So that's what, in 9 weeks, it's 5-4.
Yeah.
Going into Tennessee, I think they can beat Tennessee.
Yeah, they can beat Tennessee, lose to the Bengals, lose to the Ravens.
So that's 6-6. Going 12. That's, I mean, hey, you're not technically out of it.
Beating the Cardinals.
Well, you said they lose to the Cardinals in the desert.
Not the Cardinals, Falcons, wrong bird team. I'm stupid. Never mind me.
7-6, getting swept by Kansas. Honestly, hey, Kansas
Herbert
City
can steal one. Herbert can steal one against Kansas City.
Honestly, because if the Raiders can steal one too, because the Raiders are never really out of it.
Division rivals, you never know. They can steal it there.
Yeah, honestly, hey, that's a coin toss. So I can honestly see them being like
Sunday Night Football. If the Chargers rocking, like I can see them winning that game.
Yeah, but again,
but since it's being in Kansas City, I'll give it to Kansas City.
Yeah. Now, week 15, a lot of people are saying that the Bucs are going to lose that game.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's so weird that like everybody's like, yeah, Tampa's going to lose this game. Like, and I feel like it's like a lot of people are just saying like that to like kind of fit another loss in somewhere. I don't know. The weird thing is like 2016, the Bucks went out there, they were supposed to lose, and they pulled it off. And then I feel like we're in that same scenario now. We'll see. I mean, by week 15, we should know who everybody is. If Baker Mayfield's playing strong like how he did at the end of last season, I could see the Bucks stealing that, and then everybody's like, "Whoa!"
I'm gonna give it the next. Actually, I'll say the Chargers end up on a hot streak. Holy crap! I can see them going on a hot streak at the end.
Yeah, because by then they should figure it out. Because they're definitely winning week 17 and week 18.
I'll say this: if the Chargers somehow figure themselves out early and beat Baltimore week 12, hot take, they don't lose a game the rest of the season.
I could see it.
I would say that's my hot take for the video. If the Chargers win week 12 against the Ravens on Monday night, primetime in LA, they win that game, they're not losing a game the rest of the season.
So what would that be? That could be because we had them at 7. We have them at 7-6. So you're saying if they beat Baltimore, that would be 5. That would be, you're looking at
10-6, 11-6,
11-6. Yeah, dude, that's possible. That's a wild card spot.
That's if they figure themselves out. Now, if they lose to Baltimore, so that would be what? Losses to Kansas City, Cardinals, Saints, Browns. That's what? 4 games. Lost to the Bengals, Ravens, 7 games. Then you lose to the Chiefs, Bucks, potentially one of the Raiders and Broncos. I can see their ceiling being anywhere between like 6-11 to 11-6. There's like a wide gap in what the Chargers can be next year.
No, it all comes down to how quickly this offense can grasp what Jim Harbaugh's trying to teach.
Because you got to also think they can easily lose that game against Tennessee too, because Tennessee got a decent team too.
Yeah.
That late October to November stretch is going to determine which way their season goes, I think. Those weeks 9 through 12 will determine if they make the playoffs or not.
Yeah. Because there's some key games in there you got to win for AFC seeding. Because there's a lot of AFC.
Those are 4 AFC teams.
Yeah. You got to take out some of these AFC teams if you're going to like get a playoff spot. Because I mean, even the Bengals game, that's a toss up. You don't know what Justin Herbert's going to look like or anything, dude. So you just got to go in, show up and play. You might get lucky.
I think that could take us to the next team now, actually.
Yep. And with that, we are now on to I want to say Oakland so bad, but I can't. But we're now on to the LA Raiders or Las Vegas Raiders. They should still be the Oakland Raiders, personally. But again, I'm not in charge. So they added head coach Antonio Pierce. They also added Jalen Guyton, Alexander Madison. They lost Big DJ. Oh, yeah, they did add Gardner Minshew as well.
I hope he's starting week 1. I have no idea.
I actually would love to see if he does start week 1. I would love that. Even though he may not win a whole lot, he's exciting. They lost DJ Fluker, who I think now is his time has passed.
DJ Fluker's not bad.
He's not. It's just I feel like he's gotten old now.
He's not that old. I'm gonna check how old he is now. You making it seem like this guy's ancient.
Even Mark Ingram's retired now. It's crazy.
DJ Fluker's not that old.
True.
He's 33. Come on now.
He's getting up there, dude.
He's getting up there, but he's not like ancient.
Fair.
He's got like maybe 2 more years left. 1 or 2 more years left.
Fair. Now, you also got Jimmy Garoppolo. You got Hunter Renfrow, who's also gone, which I hate to see him go. He was consistent, I felt.
Nobody signed him yet, so that says a lot.
That it does, but there's a lot of guys out there ain't been picked up yet either.
That's true.
I think you're one training camp injury away from somebody getting a call. Josh Jacobs is gone. He's in Green Bay now. They drafted Brock Bowers, which I like. They drafted Jackson Powers Johnson out of Oregon and Delmore Glaze as well. So I'm going to ask this one first. How do you handle the QB spot going forward?
Get ready to speak shitter Sanders, guys.
Oh, that took me to the next one. I want to jump to the next one so bad. Can I jump to the next one?
Yeah, sure. I mean, how do you handle QB spot going forward? I'll say it quick. I mean, Gardner Minshew made the playoffs with the Colts last year. So I would not say like Gardner Minshew's like a bona fide scrub. Like he can win you games. He can win a couple games. I won't say he's like they're not headed for the number 1 pick. I don't even think Colorado's gonna be that good next year, so I don't think Shitter's going number 1 either. So kind of works out for them.
I would agree. I feel like a lot of people are gonna be in for a rude awakening.
Mm-hmm. So, and especially with the way how Colorado's antics have gone, it's gonna turn some teams off, I feel like. And Shitter's not going 1. So I think, yeah, this team's not headed for the number 1 overall pick. I can see them. They're probably gonna be like 6th to 10th overall pick kind of team, probably.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, they were 8-9.
They were solid last year.
Yeah,
like Antonio Pierce had those guys going. So like, and it's not like they have scrubs on offense. I think Gardner Minshew, if the offensive line holds up for him, and he gets some help in a run game from Zamir White, I believe his name is from Georgia.
Zeus White.
If he's if he's solid, like that's a solid offense right there. Your defense, like, just gotta hope they show up a couple weeks. You got Max Crosby there, so you're not gonna be like out of it. So they should be more or less fine. I don't think they're gonna contend, but they're not gonna be like number 1 overall pick bad.
That's a fair assessment. It's a very fair assessment. What's your expectations for Brock Bowers going into his rookie year? Because he's going to be relied on heavily.
Typo. Hey, they got the best tight end tandem in the league. I'll say that. Michael Mayer, Brock Bauer. That's easily the best 2 tight ends in the game on the same team. I mean,
and they did this.
I can see them. Their way their offense looks is going to look similar to how the Patriots were with the Killer Man and Gronkowski. Am I wrong?
Jesus, man. You're not wrong, but jeez.
Killer tight end, bro.
Dude, I mean, all these years later, even Brady laughs about it. He laughed about it at the roast, but jeez, man. I mean, honestly, I mean, and they're going to do this despite, Darren Waller retiring.
I mean, he was in New York last year, but like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Jeez. Oh, my God. I am so sorry.
Michael Mayer last year was good. So, like, it's going to be weird how they fit both of them. And you still got Devontae Adams there. So, like, it's Devontae Adams. Your pass catchers are solid. Your run game is the question mark. You did add good pieces on the offensive line with Jackson Power. So, like, I can see them being decent. And Brock Bowers, I can see him probably having anywhere between, like, 600, 800 yards. And, like, 6 tuds.
I'd say more, but yeah, I can get with it. I can get with it. I'd like to see them do better. I like to see Oakland honestly like rise up and make the playoffs. I feel like I feel like the AFC playoffs picture is better when Oakland's in it. Personally,
you're just gonna refer to them as Oakland the whole video?
Yeah, honestly, you know what? Yes, I'm gonna refer to them as Oakland because you know what? They never should have left in the first place. And I'm going to say, yes, America, they never should have left in the first place. They never should have left. That Oakland is associated with the Raiders. That it's just the way it should have been.
Imagine losing 2 professional teams to Las Vegas within a decade. That's got to be embarrassing.
Yeah.
The city of Oakland.
Yeah, because they
lost both the A's and the Raiders to Vegas.
Yeah.
That's their own fault, though, so whatever.
It really is. Go ahead and bring up the schedule before I call them Oakland again.
All right.
Ooh, I like the little Edgar Allan Poe type vibe to this schedule.
Week 1 Chargers. I believe we have the Chargers winning it. Ooh, rough. 2 losses right off the bat.
Yeah, we had them winning we had them losing to the Chargers, and they're gonna lose that second one. They're gonna beat Carolina.
Carolina might win that. I'm gonna give Carolina that. You think?
I think the Raiders.
Max Crosby might eat that offensive line apart.
I think Carolina. I'm not. I think
Oof, 0-4 right off the bat.
No, I think they'll lose to Cleveland. I think they'll be 1-3.
Oh yeah, 1-3 right off the bat.
Denver's the
1-4, 1-5, 1-6. They might steal one against Kansas City, but I think it'll be at home, not on the road.
Yeah, so you're thinking that you
1-7,
matchup?
1-8, 1-9. Oof.
10:00 a.m. is a 1 o'clock kickoff on the. Geez, that's early to wake up and watch a football game.
Mm-hmm. I give him the one against the Broncos and Chiefs.
Dude.
So that's what, 3 wins?
Do you think they'll beat Jacksonville or Atlanta?
Yeah.
Do you think they beat the Saints? That's personal with Derek Carr. He's thinking.
Now Marshawn's going to clamp Devontae, so I can't even say that. But the Saints do struggle against hybrid type of players like Brock Bowers. Depends on how good Brock Bowers is.
I mean, by that point in the season, there might not be some guys playing. And we'll know what both these teams are.
They might lose to them. I think they could. I said it'll be like a 6th overall pick kind of team, but man, looking at this schedule, God, it's a slugfest. You got playoff team, playoff team, playoff team, playoff team, not playoff team, playoff team, playoff team, not playoff team. Oof. Damn. I feel bad for Raiders fans. I was hyping them up so much. Now they might be like a 4th overall pick kind of team.
Yeah.
4th to 10th. I can see. Okay, let me say this. I could see them sneaking one against the Steelers. If the Browns don't get their act together early, they could beat the Browns.
Fair. I mean, honestly, if you ask me personally against the Browns, if you stop Nick Chubb, you stop that offense. If I'm being honest,
Nick Chubb ain't gonna even be there, so who knows? They did make the playoffs without Nick Chubb last year, so you gotta remember that.
Yeah.
If the Bengals don't, or like Joe Burrow's hurt again, they could beat the Bengals.
I would agree.
I could easily see them sweeping the Broncos. But they could also get swept by the Broncos, so it's a toss-up there.
Honestly, hey,
they're definitely splitting with the Chiefs, so I don't even bother with that. They're going to split with the Chiefs like always. They could beat the Falcons, and the Bucks, you never know.
Yeah, honestly, I think the Bucks.
Saints, you never know.
Saints.
I think both the Saints and Bucks can beat them, but those two teams, they sometimes don't show up on weeks, so you never know.
Yeah, honestly, like, I mean, I'm sure you'll agree with me. Like, the Bucks will lose a game they're not supposed to. But the thing is like, if, again, much like I said with the Chargers, if the Bucks are hot at the end and Baker gets hot at the end, you're gonna be like, I don't know if they can win that. And then they'll just come out and win it, and you'll be like, whoa, like, this is getting good towards the end. So I mean,
yeah, but the Raiders on a team was like, they're going to be shocked that they win it.
That's true.
You'll be shocked if they lose it, but not if they win it.
Yeah.
But I could say, let's see, 1. You never know, they could actually beat the Chargers week 1. So I'll say, let's see, best case scenario, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 and 8. Best case scenario.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they were 8-9 last year, so it's not like they got a slouch team. But remember, Josh Jacobs was good last year too, so it's kind of like you don't have Josh Jacobs again, but still got a decent offense. I could see them. Best case scenario 9-8. Worst case scenario like 4-13.
Yeah. Honestly, and I mean, hey, you never know. 9-8 might be able to sneak you into an AFC wildcard spot.
Maybe potentially, yeah.
So we shall see. We shall see.
More likely than not, it'll probably be like a 6-win team, 6-11 type year.
Unfortunately, but yeah. With that, I think
Moving on.
we're now to the Denver Broncos. So this offseason they added Zach Wilson, Josh Reynolds, Levi Wallace. Ooh, they got a good corner duo. They also
Levi Wallace in the year 2024, really?
Hey, honestly, him and Surtain together,
Levi Wallace in the year 2024.
stop it.
I'm just saying. I think he was on the Saints last year. He wasn't that great.
I thought
He said more like a safety net. Huh?
He was a Buffalo for a hot minute.
Let me see. Levi Wallace. I would have. Or he was with the Steelers last year.
He played.
He went from okay. So who the hell was the one on the Levi was on the Saints last year? I have no idea. No, he was with Pittsburgh last year. He had 38 tackles, 2 interceptions.
Yeah, see.
Solid, I guess. Best case.
I think him and Surtain played at Alabama together, and now they're matched up together once again. But yeah, so the Broncos, they lost Russell Wilson, Justin Simmons, Jerry Jeudy. They drafted Bo Nix, Jonah Ellis, and Troy Franklin, amongst others. So, Ace, tell me about your old coach here. Why did Sean Payton choose a project with Bo Nix?
Boy, I didn't even know what to say with that one. That man's crazy. Anyways.
Yeah. Go ahead and say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
But he's crazy with Bo Nix at 12. That was a reach. Big time, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He had the audacity to say Bo Nix was the best quarterback prospect he saw since Patrick Mahomes. Like, this is the same Bo Nix that was at Oregon who struggled against any decent team.
Yeah.
I mean, he had his moments, I will say. He was better at Oregon than he was at Auburn. That is the same Bo Nix.
100%, yeah.
I will say, if you had to put... Okay, gun to the back of my head, if I had to pick between Bo Nix and Zach Wilson, I would take Zach Wilson.
Wow. Okay.
Zach Wilson has seen all of it in New York, right? And they're pretty much the same age.
Yes, I would agree. Plus,
Zach Wilson, and when he had protection, he was actually somewhat top, I would say like a 28th best quarterback in the league.
Mm-hmm. It's funny how they almost look alike, too.
Sean Payton got it tight. I already said that. He has a fetish.
I mean, Drew Brees didn't look like them, though. Stop. I mean, honestly, we'll see what Sean Payton can do. I'm surprised at this point in Sean Payton's career that he's choosing to work with a project and develop somebody. But I mean, hey, it's probably one of those little things he wants to check off and be like, you know what, hey, I drafted that guy, I developed that guy, he turned out to be a winner.
Sean Payton's trying to save his ego because a lot of people are realizing Drew Brees carried him.
Oh yes, 100%.
So yeah,
makes sense. Why is Patrick Surtain still the best corner in football? Hands down, I'm gonna tell you why. He puts his head down, he goes to work. He doesn't say anything, he just puts the work in. Win or lose, like, you can't say that someone really like balled out on him. You really can't. I don't care who put anybody against him. Marshawn, Jalen Ramsey, anybody.
Jalen Ramsey. Oh my god,
dude. I mean, who else can I think of? Sauce Gardner. Like, dude.
No, definitely not Sauce Gardner. You still haven't said it, but okay. I mean, I'm not gonna go off on a tangent. Like, let's rank the best corners in the league, but he's definitely top 2, probably not 2. So yeah, I can see the argument he's the best corner in football, but I could also see the argument from a couple other guys. One, they're locked in, but like hands down, all around corner. Like if who like want to take it to build my team around, it'd
Yeah.
be either Surtain or Stingley right now.
Stingley's another fair one, honestly. I think he's on
like
his way. He's
like
young.
Stingley last year, you could not throw it his direction.
That's fair. Yeah, I think honestly with Surtain too, he was born and bred to play the position by his father. Because I mean, his dad was like an exceptional corner for the Dolphins back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I see why Surtain's just like literally the perfect quiet example, honestly. And then there's this. Will Sean Payton and Denver make a leap this year? Last year, they were 8-9, basically, essentially tied for second with
their secondary is rough.
And then, but they got rid of Justin Simmons though.
That's what I'm saying. It's rough now.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at their team on my phone, and it's like outside of Surtain, man, it's not looking that great.
I know. If Surtain can hold up on his own, well, I think he'll have Levi Wallace opposite of him. But if Surtain and
Levi Wallace, their defense wasn't good last year at all.
Exactly. That's why
I don't think they're like Sean. My phone's ringing. Anyways, yeah, outside of Surtain, like last year, that secondary, like Justin Simmons and him was carrying that secondary hard, and like Sean Payton fumbled the defensive coordinator position. He let Evero get out of the building, and he signed. I don't even remember who the hell he hired. They left. Now he's on another defensive coordinator. It's like a whole cycle. And like go back to his time in New Orleans, like he couldn't just pick a decent defensive coordinator for his life. Like he walked back into Dennis Allen towards the end, and Dennis Allen, very good defensive coordinator, terrible head coach, but we won't get into that right now. But yeah, like the Denver defense is the reason why they're not making the playoffs this year.
Unfortunately, I would agree.
Like, if you put it in a vacuum between the quarterback position and the defense, on which part of the team is not going to be the reason, which is going to be the reason why they don't make the playoff, it's going to most likely be the defense, then it will be the offense.
I can get with that. Again, I think they're going to be fine at corner, but I think like the interior and the back end and safety, I think they're going to be vulnerable. If you
and even when you get a new safety in there, it takes a couple of weeks to adjust. Exactly. Because they have to have that communication down pat, and every team when they add a big safety in, takes a while.
I would agree.
Anything else for this questions, or pull it up?
Pull it up.
All right. Week 1, L.
Week 2, L.
Week 3, L.
Mm-hmm.
Week 4, L.
Yes.
Zach Wilson revenge game against the Jets. Yeah, that's gonna be an L.
Yeah.
Or Bo Nix.
Week
Raiders, 5. Like I said, I think the Raiders should sweep them, or they can get swept.
Yeah.
Week 6, they could win. They could win 5 and 6 if they don't mess around.
Ooh, Thursday Night Football, Week 7.
Sean Payton goes back to New Orleans.
What's that vibe gonna be like? Do you feel?
Well, I'll say this. That sign of I just hope both teams lose kind of thing?
Don't stop.
I will hope the Saints win, but like also it's kind of like you kind of just need Dennis Allen to get embarrassed by his predecessor.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a "you will never live up to me" type thing.
Yeah, so it's kind of like as a Saints fan, you want them to win, but at the same time, it's like in the back of your mind, you're like, they're not gonna win this game. I can see that being a toss-up, but I'd probably most likely the Saints win it. Carolina, they could beat Carolina.
Oh, 100%. They're gonna lose Week 9 though.
And they're losing Week 9, Week 10. They can win Week 11.
Yeah.
They can win Week 12.
Week 13 on Monday Night Football.
at home. They could win that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then the Colts come. They go to the Colts. No, the Colts come to town.
They're gonna have a hard time stopping Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. Week 6.
I could see them losing out. I'll be real.
Fair assessment. So we're thinking maybe.
I could see them losing out, and I could also see them win against the Chargers. But I don't think they can beat the Bengals and Chiefs.
2, 3. I see 4 or 5. 4 or 5 wins.
Yeah, about 5 wins. So that's what, 5-13. That's worst case.
5-12.
Best case. Like, I don't know who's starting between Zach Wilson and Bo Nix.
I thought
Bo Nix probably going to start at some point.
Mm-hmm.
If Bo Nix somehow is miraculously good, and like Cortland Sutton and Marvin Mims, who like that wide receiver room is kind of rough right now.
Yeah.
Like if they somehow work and the defense somehow plays great, I could see them sneaking it against. Let's see. I could see them sneaking at home against the Steelers, Raiders, Chargers, Saints, Panthers, Falcons, Browns, Raiders, Colts, and Chargers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Best case 10 wins. Like that's extremely best case.
Like everything just has to go right.
Mm-hmm.
They got to play above their ceiling if that's going to happen. I'm sticking with 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm. Most likely, I think it's probably going to be around like a 7-8 win team, though.
Yeah, I would agree. At that point, it's like how much, like year 2 Sean Payton, you look at year 3, maybe you're going to be like, it's like.
Who did they draft in the first round this year? I already forgot.
Bo Nix.
They drafted Bo Nix. Damn, that's embarrassing.
And
I already forgot they drafted Bo Nix, and I literally just said it. Troy Franklin, it should be good, though. Maybe. That Bo Nix Troy Franklin connection works. You never know.
We'll see. Like I said, Jerry Judy's up out of there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we have the Raiders at, let's see, 6 wins. I could say the Broncos probably 7 wins, 6 wins, same.
Fair. And now we go to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Final one.
Yeah. Your division champs and Super Bowl champs and AFC champs, all that stuff at 11-6.
Back to back.
Yeah. So as you know, they added Carson Wentz. They lost Isaiah Buggs, LaMichael Piron, Jacob Copeland, L'Jarius Sneed. They drafted Xavier Worthy, which is just absolutely insane and unfair. They also drafted Kingsley Suamatia. They also drafted Jared Wiley and Jaden Hicks. So I still don't I don't get this. I'm like, there are 31 other teams that I'm sure needed a wide receiver.
Because he's got questionable hands and his size. One solid hit, he's done.
Fair. Yeah.
Probably.
Buddy can run like a deer. But again, yeah, he's more so of a track guy.
What happens when a deer hits a car?
Honestly, when a deer hit a car, you never really know if he's dead or not.
That's true, because the car sometimes takes damage. I can't even say that's a valid.
Exactly. Because sometimes the car gets totaled.
It depends on what kind of deer it is. Is he a big deer or a small deer? Because them big bucks kind of thing, those will make it. The smaller deers don't make it.
Honestly, shoot, either one can make it. It's a matter of, it's either you or him, and more than likely it's gonna be you because your car's totaled. And he done got up and just pranced off.
All right, let's see. Out of 31 teams, I'll let him go. Well, some teams didn't have picks. We know a lot of teams had 2 picks in the first round, so we can't even say 31. Also, just maybe not a lot of guys thought he was well-rounded enough to go ahead of the guys who got drafted ahead of him.
Fair.
Now I'll say the big one where he's like, how the hell did you let the Chiefs get that guy? Was the Bills trading down a pick and swapping with the Chiefs and saying, you can have Worthy, we're going to take Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
Like if your biggest nemesis in the AFC is not already the Chiefs.
I would agree. Because I feel like, honestly, like if Denver or somebody would have like gone for Xavier Worthy, you could have probably still gotten Herbert, or not Herbert. You could have still gotten Bo Nix in the second round. Because I feel like he would have probably been there.
Well, also, you got to remember, too, the Broncos didn't have a second-round pick, I believe.
They could have traded into that.
Yeah, that's true.
Next one is simple. No North American sports team has three-peated since the 2002 or 2000 to 2002 LA Lakers, Shaq and Kobe's Lakers. I know, Alabama's tried it, or not, well, professional. I know, again,
the Lightning came close.
The Lightning came close. The Patriots have tried it. Who else was there out there? I think that's about it, really. Yeah, I think that was about it. I think the Heat tried it. The Miami Heat tried it.
That's where the Heat did it.
Yeah, the Heat couldn't.
The Warriors.
Yeah, the Warriors tried it.
The Warriors came real close. The Warriors and Lightning are the two closest North American teams to come close to three-peating in recent history.
Yes.
But the only legitimate dynasty to say was, the Warriors and Blackhawks, who won 3 within 5 years.
Yes.
And the Patriots, obviously.
Yes. So, I mean, honestly, look, if there is a team that could do it, right now, it is Kansas City. I feel like at some point, the best thing that Kansas City can do right now in order to make sure that they three-peat.
Stay out of trouble?
Stay out of trouble and don't burn out. Stay out of trouble.
Burnout could be a thing, but I think it's mostly stay out of trouble.
Definitely. We're talking about you, Rishi Rice. But, I mean, if there is a team that could do it, we're looking at them right now. But
also they have the 12th and 13th and 14th men on the field.
Oh, we talking about the officials? Not to mention the Swifties.
Oh yeah,
I know
the Swiftie cult.
I know, which half of them are Chiefs fans because I know, crazy enough, I know a Swiftie, but they're also Chiefs fans because of Taylor Swift.
They have all that manifesting stones and all that crap that they use.
Dude, don't even get me started. I've heard about all this, and I'm so sick and tired of hearing about it. But yeah, so with that being said, hopefully, who can save us in the AFC? I'm not even worried about the NFC side. Who can save us in the AFC?
Joe Burrow.
Honestly, I was going to say C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson.
Oh, yeah, and C.J. Stroud. Both of those two. Obviously, C.J. Stroud.
Honestly, Joe Burrow, I'm praying can get healthy.
But Joe Burrow lost all his aura with the Corey Rhodes.
It wasn't even Corey.
Eminem cut. It's the Eminem cut.
You know what's funny is someone was like, Joe Burrow looks like the type of police officer that would turn off his body cam. It's so disrespectful.
You could make that joke, but like,
you said I could make that joke, but what?
But you saw what happened to that the lady who got shot in her house. But we ain't talking about that, bro. I'm gonna go off top.
He said, "I can't believe that." Like, so basically,
that is worse. That is worse than me saying killer tight end, bro.
Nah, you know what? Because yours is aged over time. Mine just recently happened. But
again, bro.
If you look at him, don't he look like someone that?
Yeah. But I'll say this: since the Bengals still have T. Higgins, they still got Jamar Chase, added Jermaine Burton. Running back room's kind of questionable. I won't lie with the Bengals, but like Bengals, Texans. I mean, Lamar, the Ravens had it in the bag and fumbled.
Exactly.
So at that point, I'm like, are the Ravens ever going to do it? I don't know. I think the Ravens might be this generation Chargers.
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise. Honestly, dude, there's certain franchises that just do it with game managers, and I feel like the Ravens are that team personally. So I mean, I think I hate to say it like that, but I think until like they find somebody that can just manage the game, and hopefully if Lamar just manages the game, then yeah,
it wasn't even like Lamar's fault. Like all Zay Flowers had to do was not taunt, and they would have won that game. But then again, like I said, they have the 13th, 14th, and 15th men on the field.
Yes, I would agree. So I think those are three teams right there: Ravens, Texans, Bengals. If the Ravens get their ish together, if Joe Burrow can stop looking like a police officer that'll turn off his body cam, and if CJ Stroud can mature and be what he's supposed to be, then I think that those are the three teams that I think can stop since Kansas City from getting to where they want to go. I love how you put your hand in your head, or your head in your hand when I said that. That's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, bring up the schedule.
Yeah, let me do that because you know what? We need to wrap this up. No, you're killing me over here, dude.
I'm killing
you.
All right.
Week 1 and 2, that's a tough front two right there. We just said two teams that they could do it are right off the bat, both at home.
You know what's crazy about it too is it works out for Kansas City in the playoffs because I could see Kansas City losing both of them and then seeing both of them in the playoffs and beating them.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, because honestly, if we be
but also you gotta remember Burrow's never lost in the regular season to Mahomes.
Exactly. So now I look at this and I'm like,
and Chiefs don't ever start off good.
Exactly, that too, because they're gonna probably be looking after week 2, like what the heck's going on?
Hangover.
Yeah, and then run into Atlanta week 3 and just
destroy them.
Yeah. So hey.
All right, let's run this schedule. Chiefs lost week 1 to the Lions last year. I can see them losing to the Ravens here again.
Yeah.
Lose to the Bengals. Start 0-2. What do we annihilate the Falcons week 3? You're going to see Michael Penix make his debut that game. Yeah. Week 4, I can see them winning it. Definitely winning week 5. Winning week 7. Winning week 8.
Yep.
Winning week 9.
Yep.
Winning week 10.
Yep.
Winning week 11. Yep. Winning week 12.
Yep.
I'm gonna say no, that's a home game there. They're winning in Kansas City.
But they'll
losing to Herbert. They'll lose to Herbert there.
Okay.
Maybe. Winning week 15. Okay. Losing week 16.
Yep.
Winning week 17, winning week 18.
So that's probably 4 losses. So we're looking at
13-4.
Yeah, 13-4 season going into the playoffs with likely the number 1 seed again.
Yep. And you lost to Burrow, Stroud, and Lamar. Probably going to beat all 3 of them back right again.
Yeah, I would agree.
I will say, though, they can easily beat one of the Ravens and Bengals or Texans, and they get also reversely get beat by one of those teams in the playoffs.
I would agree with that. It's literally, funny enough, those are the 3 teams that can save us from a three-peat.
And they play them all in the regular season. I'll say this. If the Chiefs lose all 3 of those games, they're winning the Super Bowl. If they win one of them, whoever they beat is going to beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah. I would agree.
I don't even consider Buffalo a threat anymore.
Oh, me neither, dude. I'm telling you, Buffalo is. I told y'all. I've been saying it. Buffalo is a snake bit franchise.
Buffalo ain't doing it. Cleveland ain't doing it.
It's actually
Pittsburgh ain't doing it.
It's funny. An NFL GM, an anonymous NFL GM said, Josh Allen is not a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And honestly, I agree. I feel like he's not. I feel like he's not it. But the one thing also too that I did hear when I was watching TV a couple days ago was that someone said Mahomes is going to be the Michael Jordan of this era of QB. They said basically Mahomes will be the reason why Lamar, Burrow, Allen, and maybe even Stroud don't get rings. So like all those guys will be playing the role of Gary Payton. Oh my goodness, Reggie Miller and Patrick Ewing.
Well, okay, I'll say this then. So we have to wait another 5 years for somebody to make Kobe and Shaq.
Essentially, possibly.
So if that's the case, then so that means what? I would say then Burrow's Charles Barkley.
Burrow might be Charles Barkley. Josh Allen might honestly be. I'll say that I think Lamar is more so Reggie Miller, just shooting it out. I think Josh Allen would be Gary Payton or Karl Malone.
And nah, I don't think he's a pedophile, so I can't say he's Karl Malone. He's dating Haley Steinfeld, so he's not going to fall into that trap.
Bruh, stop.
But then again, every month somebody's getting exposed as a pedophile, so you never know.
Hey, look at Lawrence Taylor.
You mentioned that. I didn't know he was one until I saw the report.
Nobody knew. Hell. Honestly, I will say if there is somebody that might be Shaq and Kobe, I may have to go with like maybe C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson.
Tank Dell. Yeah,
or even C.J. Stroud and Tank Dell. Maybe they might be it because who's that Texan boy? Like, I mean, it depends. Like C.J. Stroud's got to like come back and do what he did last year, do it again, but do it with everybody knowing. Like,
okay, let's see. It took Michael Jordan won, three-peated the first time. Then you saw Kobe.
No, he walked away for years.
He walked away for a year.
No,
then 2 years. Kobe came around.
He walked away in 94 and 95.
No, he came back in 95, I thought.
He came back.
He got bounced. He got bounced by the Magic in the first round.
Yeah.
And then he came back in 96 and they won again.
Yeah, and that was Kobe's first year.
Mm-hmm. So then again, Archie Manning could be Kobe, or is it C.J. Stroud? Who knows?
Not Archie. Arch.
Archie's the dad. Not the dad, but the grandfather, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you never know. Arch might be it. He might be the one. You never know. We'll see.
But then again, that means Mahomes still got 3 more to win.
I think he can do it too.
They're forcing him to be Brady. Anyways. Yeah, guys. So basically, Ravens, Bengals, Texans, only hopes we have. I don't think anybody in the NFC can beat them. It's going to be somebody in the AFC.
Yeah. If there's a team that's going to come from the NFC and beat them, you have to play good defense. All I'm going to say is, look,
you got to have the best front four, and you have to have a good game managing.
The Bucs gave the blueprint of how to stop them.
Yeah, but the Bucs had a generational defense.
That's what you need. That's exactly what you need.
And none of them on the NFC right now currently have a generational defense.
That part, I would agree. I would definitely agree.
So, that being said, guys, we're coming to the end of this preseason breakdown of the AFC West. Very fun. Right now, the schedule prediction would be Chiefs winning the division, Chargers second, Broncos third, Raiders fourth.
Yes. Yep, I would agree with that.
Only change really is the Chargers, hopefully bouncing back with a healthy Herbert. But other than that, yeah, pretty solid. So with that being said, guys, keep an eye out for the return of the running gun and other preseason breakdowns as they drop. I don't know which order this is going to be in. So you just got to keep your eye out for whichever one's dropped.
This will definitely be out before the AFC North one comes out.
Oh, yeah. That might take a while to record.
Hey, y'all have the time. Y'all will have the time. I'll have to throw y'all another one too and see what I can do for you. But yeah. But all right, folks, take care, stay safe, stay blessed. We will see you on the next episode. Peace.